In the not too distant past, if you were in the market for a spacious and practical family car, then humble estate would have been the best option, offering saloon car handling, internal roominess and plenty of space in the back for all your stuff. Brands like Volvo, Ford and Citroën excelled in this segment, offering the most amount of space for your money. So why are car companies like these slowly phasing out these load-lugging vehicles from their lineup? The answer? The arrival of the sports utility vehicle, or SUV. SUVs have proved to be a big hit with families who want bags of practicality, but that higher king of the road driving position. With dwindling numbers of estate cars on the market, is it time to say goodbye to the estate? Or do they still have plenty to offer active families, especially with the increasing number of SUVs? I'm Grace Webb, and in this Versus video, we're going to be taking one of the best estate cars on the market, the BMW 3 Series Touring, and see how it stacks up against a popular mid-sized SUV. In this case, the Audi Q5. How are we going to do that, I hear you ask? Well, we've roped in the help of some of the very people that these cars are aimed at. The Sanderson family are very much the outdoorsy type. Say hello to Ollie, Jolene, Talon and Seb. They love nothing more than loading up the car with bags and bikes, hitting the road and seeing what trails they can explore. And that is exactly what we're going to do. Starting from here at a rainy media city and heading to a mountain bike trail near Wrexham in North Wales. That should be a long enough journey to gauge whether one of these cars stands out more than the other. So let's get loaded up and get on the road. Right, are we ready?
Yay!
That's a good reaction. So what do you guys drive at the moment, Ollie?
A Ford Focus Estate. It's a 2017 model. Been very reliable.
And what is it about an estate car that you like?
That's the thing with our lifestyle. It's got to have roof rails. We carry 4 bikes on the top. Estate car just fits the bill, and obviously lots of room in the boot as well for all of the extra kit.
So what are your first impressions then of the BMW?
In terms of like size, it seems very similar to the Ford Focus. It's much more refined and luxurious than the Ford Focus. When you shut the door, it sounds like you're shutting the door and not a tin can. The engine's really quiet as well, I noticed that compared to the Focus.
The exact model we've got here is the BMW 320i M Sport. So that has a 2-litre turbocharged petrol engine, which produces around 181 brake horsepower and has official economy figures of 42 miles per gallon. The 3 Series Touring has always been a core part of BMW's range, providing a comfortable and spacious way of getting around. And with this latest generation 3 Series, it's got more technology than ever, including this new eye-catching curved display, which looks great and has loads of features built in too. Remember, you can get the 3 Series Touring as a plug-in hybrid, but you do lose 90 litres of boot space due to the extra batteries in the back. Though many manufacturers have turned their backs on the estate car, BMW is a brand that still sees plenty of value in this spacious model. It's just created the touring version of its performance M3, and they have just announced that there will be an estate version of their new electric i5. Well, we do have another SUV for us to try in the form of an Audi Q5, so we'll swap over all the stuff and see what you think.
Great, look forward to it.
First half of the journey done. How was that?
Yeah, it was great, really comfy ride. Yeah, can't fault it.
No complaints at the moment, so we're about to head into the Audi and see how that goes in the SUV. So we're back on the road and we have got a few bags in here, but we haven't swapped the bikes over though, have we, Ollie?
No, we haven't. I mean, it's got the same inline roof rails as the BMW, so actually moving the bike rack over would, you know, it would work. The reasons we haven't really done that is it's quite time consuming to take it all apart and put it on again. We are actually off to South Wales to have a few days at Bike Park Wales as a family for the first time.
This SUV does have the same mechanism to be able to put the bikes on top. We just haven't done that for the purpose of your holiday. But what would be the difference though in putting the bikes on top of the Q5, say? Because there is quite a height difference between the two cars. Does that matter to you?
It does matter actually, yeah. So as much as you can kind of open the doors and stand on the sills to be able to put the bikes on,
yeah,
it's definitely trickier with the SUV. It's a real balancing act, and I actually need Jo, my wife, to hold me while I'm actually putting the bikes on, whereas with the estate car that's not needed because you can just reach over and put them on. If you're buying a car that's got roof rails, you're generally buying it because it's got roof rails to put stuff on the boot. I guess if you're just putting a roof box on and with a few bits, then the SUV's fine, but when you're putting things like bikes on, it's definitely a bit tricky.
The Q5 sits between the larger Q7 and the smaller Q3, so many people think that this is a great middle ground. The Q5 we've got here is a plug-in hybrid, which means that the boot measures 85 litres smaller than the 550 litre boot you'd find in the petrol and diesel version. But it is worth thinking about whether that extra space would really make a difference and outweigh the cost-saving benefits from having the electric engine set up. Some Q5s do come with that handy rear seat sliding mechanism, so you can prioritise whether you want extra boot space or extra rear leg room depending on what you're doing at the time. So this Q5 also has a 2-litre turbocharged petrol engine, but of course it has the hybrid assistance. That produces 295 brake horsepower and has official economy figures of up to 188 miles per gallon, but that is with a fully charged battery. So here we are at our final destination, and we've all travelled part of the journey in both the SUV and the estate. So do you think both these cars would suit your lifestyle? What are your ending thoughts on both the vehicles?
Yeah, I think especially the estate, with the ease of being able to get the bikes on, for me there's always going to be a place for a car like that. Just easier, especially with us being Hobbit-sized family. Being able to get the bikes on is a lot easier, but then for other journeys the SUV is a bit more comfortable for the journey. Get more stuff in the back. I think they've both got a place, but for me, if I had to choose one, it would be the estate. It
would top it off, yeah. What do you guys think on your journey?
I think to fit more space in, it would be that one.
SUV.
Yeah, the SUV, but to park in smaller spaces and for a small family, I think the estate car would fit a lot better for them.
Yeah, so even though there's growing numbers of SUVs, there's definitely still a place for the estate car. You guys have just proven that, because that would be more of the car that you'd be swaying towards. Well, thank you for taking part in this video. We'll finally let you guys get off on your biking holiday. So while they do that, then you guys can hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any more of these Versus videos from Motors.